All right, guys, so let's fix this. The first thing you had to do is you had to go through and find cognates. I'm stuck with a cognate. It's okay. A cognate is a word in Spanish that looks and sounds like a word in English and means the same. I'm going to do a few. If this is something you forgot to do, I expect you to find a lot of cognates on your own, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a few. Funciones, functions. Reflexiona, reflection. Profesión, profession. Admiras, admire. Importantes, important. So we started with this one. We looked at the picture and we went and found some cognates. Médicos, importante. Hospitales, clínicas. I expect you to find at least 6 more in here. In here, we found ingenieros, civiles, I'm tired, importante, supervisando, construcción. I expect you to find about 5 or 6 more in here too. Go ahead and pause your video. Take the time to get that done. Write down your cognates or highlight your cognates on your paper. Pause it and come back. Okay, guys, hey there. So I'm glad you're back. And let's figure this out one thing at a time. In class, what we did is we highlighted the first 3 questions, and we made sure we understood what those questions mean. ¿Dónde trabajan los médicos y enfermeros? ¿En qué consiste el trabajo de los médicos y los enfermeros? ¿Qué se necesita para ser doctor o enfermero? One thing that I noticed is like, oh yeah, I know what you need to do to be a doctor or a nurse. You have to have all this education. That's really cool. I mean, it's super true, super true. But remember, the directions are escanea, scan, la lectura, the reading. And you've got to go in here to do it. So, ¿dónde is where? Trabajan, work. Médicos, doctors. Enfermeros, nurses. And as a class, we figured out, okay, what does this question ask us? Well, let's go up here. On your paper, you're going to find an uno. And here it is. Now I want you to take a look at something. Where do these people work? They work in. You got it. So if you are writing on your paper, you're going to put a 1 up here. ¿En qué consiste el trabajo de los médicos y enfermeros? In what consists the job of doctors and nurses? Like, okay, what does all that mean? We put it together as a question. So let's scroll up there. Do you see this consiste? Well, come on back up here. Su trabajo consiste en. Okay. Cuidar, atender y salvar las vidas de los pacientes. Pacientes looks like patients, doesn't it? Atender looks like attend to. Take your time and pause this video as often as you need. ¿Qué se necesita para ser doctor o enfermero? ¿Qué? Remember, it was what? Necesita, that looks like necessary. Doctor, nurse. This was bugging people. Para ser, para ser. Take a moment to look that up. Pause and come back. Okay, what is necessary to be doctor, nurse? Okay, well, I know you need a degree. You know that. Let's look up here. Requiere. Ooh, requiere does look a little bit like require. Requiere de mucha vocación y servicio. A lot of people were jumping into this vocación and they thought it was a vacation. Vocación is a cognate for vocation. It's like something you're called to do. Like I feel like my vocation is teaching. I'm called to teach. All right, take a breath. And if you've been working for a few minutes and it's time to stop, I want you to get up and stretch. All right, come on back now. So we're going to stick with cuatro and cinco because these two still deal with that first reading. El personal de salud trabaja en hora de oficina. Huh? All right. Personal, work, office. We talked about personal also being personnel. We talked about salud. That's a word from Spanish 1. It's a class you can take. You take PE and when you sneeze, you say salud, health. So personal of health, work, office, horario, hours, schedule. What's that question mean? Can you figure out what that question's asking you now? All right, so let's go on back up here. And so, are you remembering to put a 2 on your paper where you found the answer? Are you remembering to put a 3 on your paper where you found the answer? Let's do number 4. Where do we put that 4? So, trabajar por turnos, work turns. Pocos, muchos pacientes, few, much patients. Independencia de, kind of independence of. Yeah. Tiempo de enfermedades, time of sickness. Think about that. What can that all put together? Pause. Come back when you're ready. All right. ¿Por qué es su trabajo tan importante? ¿Por qué? Why? Trabajo, work. Importante, important. So why is work important? Well, whose work? Su. Well, we've been talking about médicos y enfermeros. One of the other things we talked about as a class, and I kind of really pushed it hard, is we keep seeing the word important, important, important. Yes, all of these jobs are important, but one of the things I wanted to push forward to is that whatever job your parent or guardian is doing is also important. Yes, these jobs here are important, but I would never disrespect your parent or guardian because whatever they are doing is contributing to our society, and I wouldn't be able to have my life the way it is without your parent or guardian doing whatever their job there is. So, just kind of made that kind of clear. All right, back to this. Why their job important? Well, it's kind of obvious. They're doctors, right? Well, how about this? Demuestra. If you don't know that one, how about heroísmo? Momentos difíciles. Humanidad. Heroism. Moments. Difficult. Humanity. A lot of people did come back up here and say, cuidar, atender y salvar vidas de pacientes. That worked too. All right, so you've been working here for quite a while. My video is up at 8 minutes. It's time for you to get up, stretch, move around, take a pause break, take a breathing break, pause and come back when you're ready. Okay, now that you're back, one thing I forgot to say too, as I was making this video, we skimmed for the cognates, we looked at the pictures, and then we just kind of scanned overall. So before we jump into this reading, let's just kind of scan overall. Pause the video, take a moment, and just scan overall to kind of see what this is in general about. We found the cognates, civil engineers, important, supervising, construction, office, special programs, plans, materials, people, architects, interiors, carpenters, construction, much. People found out require, obtain, results, benefit, people, prosperity, communities. So pause, think about this in general. What's this kind of about? You got this. Okay, you're back. Fantastic. So now we're going to work on the reading for this. And again, we were kind of just doing a few questions at a time. So, 6, 7 y 8. ¿Qué diseñan y construyen los ingenieros civiles? Well, civil engineers and what? Kind of looks like construct. So let's go up here. Can you find it? Oh, look at this. Ellos diseñan y construyen. It's the same thing, so that kind of works in there. Well, let's see what they diseñan and construyen. puentes, carreteras, muchos otros tipos de edificaciones. Do you remember edificios from Spanish 1? We shouldn't look up all these words while we're doing this. We should break it down. But every now and then we kind of need to look up some stuff. It's okay to look up puentes if you don't know what that is. It's okay to look up carreteras if you don't know what that is. And it's okay to look up edificaciones. Now, I was fine as long as you just put that in Spanish, even if you didn't know what it was, because I told you guys, hey, Spanish 3, we're kind of like reading 3rd and 4th grade. Like, oh, yeah, I can figure this out. It's up there. I got that one. So take a pause. Okay. And yes, are you remembering to go back and put in your numbers? So you'd put like a 6 or a 6 right here. Número 7. ¿Dónde trabajan comúnmente los ingenieros? One of the things we talked about is mente is like ly. So where work commonly the engineers? What does that actually mean? What does that question ask us? All right, well, let's see if we can find it now. Trabajan en, they work in. Campo. Otros trabajan en oficinas. Trabajan en distintos lugares. There you go. You found it. Campo. Supervisando. Yeah. Proyectos de construcción. So they work somewhere supervising that. Okay, remember, we're talking about civil engineers here. All right, so put your 7 there as you're answering. Número 8. ¿Qué otros profesionales trabajan con los ingenieros? What professionals work engineers? Some people are telling me, hey, they've forgotten their little words. Con is with. So what professionals work with engineers? Well, let's come on up here and see. Muchas personas, arquitectos, diseñadores de interiores, carpinteros, obreros de la construcción. Okay, so what are arquitectos? What are carpinteros? What are obreros de la construcción? Something of construction. Well, they're building stuff. Probably construction workers. Now, this diseñadores de interiores. Okay, you're talking about civil engineers, architects, carpenters, construction, interior waters. Interior whats? Take a pause and think. You've got this, okay? You're doing just fine. All right, we are almost done. You've got this. So then we have 9 or 10. Es necesario el trabajo en equipo. Oh, yeah, also remember, put your numbers up next to the lines where you find them. Ready? Es necesario el trabajo en equipo. Is necessary work. Now, I really like that you guys were pulling out equipo for equipment. So, con equipo, with equipment, en equipo, as a team. So remember that trabajo en equipo, that's one of your vocabulary words. So basically, is necessary work in team. What is that actually asking? Can you see how we don't translate things word for word? All right, let's find it up here. We're asking, this is a yes or no question. Es un trabajo que requiere de mucho trabajo en equipo. Ta-da! All right, remember how we did our 4 corners, and a lot of people say, well, I don't like to work in groups. I like to work alone. That's totally fine. But you have to use evidence from the reading. Hang in there. Remember, I just expect you to be reading like a 3rd or a 4th grader at this level in Spanish. All right, last one. Yay, last one. You've got this. Yay. ¿Por qué es importante su trabajo? Why is important work? Are we talking about work in general? We have been reading about these people. So in general, why is their work important? Well, let's see. Beneficiar muchas personas, prosperidad a comunidades, benefit many people, prosperity, community. Now, hopefully, you also know pueblos and ciudades. So take a breath. You did it. You figured it out. Okay. I know it takes some time to go through things, but the work you did was honest work. You did it by yourself. Well, not by yourself. You did it with a classmate, but you weren't sitting there holding your phone up over it and just Google translating it and finding all the answers because that's not really learning. Okay. Take the time to learn. It is hard to read in another language sometimes, but that's why we do little things like read aloud. Alrighty, if you're done, you're done. If you want some more, this www.spanishlearninglab.com is pretty darn cool. And back in the lesson, I did put some things here. If you click on that link, www.spanishlearninglab.com, what is your job in Spanish? It's got all sorts of notes and it talks to you back and forth. Let's see if it pops up. I'm clicking on it. I don't know if the video is actually still working for it or not. Okay, here we go. So there's pictures, and the pictures help. Okay. And this reads this out loud to you. So when you click on that, it reads it out loud. And then over here, it gives you a little YouTube video. If I click on it, it may ruin this video, but let's see what it does. Nobody wants to watch the ad for Grammarly, so skip the ad, and then when you come back in, it'll be there. Alrighty, guys, I certainly hope that helped you. You've got this. I love you. Make good choices, and come back to me next time. Alrighty. Hasta luego. And where's my button? End recording.